everyone, I'm your average guide Sahil Gugna. Welcome back to another video. Today we have a very special guest, my friend Reshma. She's a LaSalle College alumnus, and in today's talk we will try to get insights into the course she did, the programmer analyst, and also we will try to get some tips for the freshers, so how to prepare for the jobs. Hey Reshma.
Hi Sahil, thank you for inviting me, and hi guys. So my name is Reshma. I'm working as a software design engineer at Schneider Electric. I have been working there for a month now, and I came to Canada in 2018, and initially I was in a different program, which is mobile development. I did one semester in mobile development, and after that I changed my course to program analyst, which is 16 months long, and also 4 semesters.
Okay, so was it hard to change the course?
No, it was not. Probably it's because it was in the same college. I just changed the program in the same college. Yeah.
And were there any immigration issues? So because whenever the students are changing courses, even it's internal or even if they are just shifting their colleges, so it's a very common rumor among the students, like, you know, if you change the course you have to get new CSQ, that can get your immigration documents in trouble. So can you just tell us something if you face something like this?
Okay. Maybe the issue comes if it is a different degree completely, but my degree level was same. I was doing AEC before, and then I changed to another AEC program, so there was no issue there. And my CAQ expired after 1 year, so I reapplied again, so there was no issue. I reapplied my CAQ, and then I applied for my study visa again, so there was no issue.
Okay. So it was the same CSQ like which you got from India and you changed the course, right?
Exactly, it was the same CAQ.
Okay. And one more thing, like what was the motivation to change the course? So was the previous course lacking something, or the new course has a lot new to teach you?
I was doing mobile development, and I'm gonna tell a little bit about my background. I did my bachelor's in electronics and communication at RSAM University, and I don't have any programming knowledge, like zero programming knowledge. And then I came to Canada. I joined mobile development, and you know how mobile development is. It doesn't start with the basics. It directly goes to object-oriented programming. And honestly, I don't see myself as a mobile developer. So I do have my choices, and so I just explored them.
Oh, okay. So how was this program analyst course? Was it very hard to do, or it was just like it started from basic and then it progressed to some advanced concepts?
It was not hard to do, for sure. It started from pretty basic. I would say it started from very front end and HTML, CSS, and then very C++ and C#. But then at a very basic level, in my first semester, we were literally I would say studying programming, like we were just remembering what the variable is or what the constants do, or like we were literally just learning about the syntax and what it does.
Okay, so you're saying like this course was more of a basic course rather than intermediate course, right?
It was it started basic, but then it evolved, like as the semester goes by, it became a little bit hard, and we were exploring new technologies, and we digged a little deeper in the programming.
Okay, and how were the students around you? Like, were they also too much good at programming, or like everyone was doing just fine, like you, like all were beginners, or what was the level of the class?
So I would say most of my classmates are from either they did their bachelor's or they just finished their 12th and they came to Canada. But I would say none of them had any experience other than 1 to 2 years of experience. But I wouldn't say they don't have any experience. I would say we all started at the same point. Nobody had any advantage. Probably they did their bachelor's in computer science. I would say that was the advantage.
So if we talk specifically about this course, so there are students who are coming from India to pursue this post-graduation diploma, and they are from different experiences. Some people have 2 years of experience, some are coming directly from the bachelor's, and so would you suggest this course to the people who have already a good experience in programming but they are just choosing the college?
I wouldn't suggest to someone who has experience. I would suggest them to do masters. This course basically starts for very beginners, I would say. I wouldn't say this is the course for someone who has experience.
Okay. And so if we talk about this course, so were there any particular skills that were being taught and you are using directly in your job right now?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. And what do you feel like, how much this course prepare you for the real world scenarios, for like the real world job?
So it was completely different for sure. Probably because I'm working on very new technologies right now. But then I would say it definitely helped me. It definitely helped me to build up my logical reasoning, and it taught me the wide range of program. Like I was exposed to a lot of technologies, a lot of programming languages. It definitely helped me.
Okay. So as the name suggests, the programmer analyst, right? So was there something related to the data analysis in this, or like what I want to know is like, was this program teaching you diverse technologies, or was it like a focus to just one technology, let's say the web development, and you were learning the parts, and how was this course actually designed?
So it was designed for a full stack developers. So far, all my friends who got job, they were all were able to get full stack development position roles.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. And was it like suitable for the testing also? So I just want to know the technologies, like what are the technologies that you learned over the span of 2 years in this course?
I don't know. I think no university or no college teach about testing, but it's very important. All developers have to do unit testing. They have to test their own code. And personally, I worked as an automation developer at Explorence. Like I was in college then. I had to learn Selenium, Specflow, and everything. But no, I don't think any college teaches about testing.
That was the reason, because I knew you did your internship as a QA.
Yeah.
And you were talking to me like few months back, like you are learning Selenium and everything. So I was just curious to know, like, what that being taught in the college, or you were learning by your own?
I was learning by my own. So I got this job after 14 months of my program. Like I was in my at the end of my third semester.
Okay.
I got this job, and actually I was not exactly testing. I was developing the framework.
Okay.
So I was mostly into development only. So yeah.
Okay. So were there any hardships you faced, because you don't have any programming experience in India? So you started from zero, coming here in Canada, and you started learning different technologies. So whenever you are into the market as a fresher, it's always very hard to get a job or an internship. So what was the scenario with you? Was it hard for you, or you were able?
I was definitely at a disadvantage, I would say, because I come from a very different background. Let it be my bachelor's, or I don't have any experience in India. I was at a disadvantage, so it was very hard for me to learn a lot of technologies. When I exposed myself to the job market, it was very challenging, and in the interviews as well, I faced a lot of challenges, and I was like, maybe it was competitive for sure. It was quite challenging, I would say. Projects would definitely compensate for experience, and honestly I did a lot of projects, and because of those projects only I was able to get two of my jobs.
Okay.
So I did develop a full website, full working website.
Okay.
And I used Firebase, so I would say it was working. And I actually most of the people they just describe their project and on their resumes, but I gave the description of my project, and along with that I gave my GitHub link as well. So
Okay.
if someone wants to see what I did, or how I build the logic, they can definitely see. And I think both of my jobs, they saw my GitHub.
Oh, okay. And there's one big question in everyone's mind, whosoever is coming to Canada, like, should they choose university or a college? Because just for the job scenarios, right? So I just want to ask you, like, when you were applying for the job, you were from a college, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you were at the same time you were competing with the people who has graduated from university.
Yeah.
So did you face like any disadvantage from being a college, not from a university?
For me, I would say my disadvantage was I was not getting many interview calls in the beginning. The ratio was for 100 jobs, I would get one interview call. So I think it's the same with university people as well. Like if for the fresher, like someone who is at the same starting point as me, like who has the same resume as me, like regardless of whether they are studying in university or college, it doesn't matter. But people who had experience, they would get more interview calls.
Okay, so it's all about the experience, irrespective of being from a college or university, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's about again projects. I did a lot of projects, and if someone is studying in the college or university, it doesn't matter. Like they just have to focus on their projects or what they are studying.
Okay, till this point you have talked a lot of good stuff about your programmer analyst course, because you told me like this was the course that prepared you for the real life job. And is there something that you feel like can be improved in this course, or was this course lacking something?
It was definitely not lacking. It was too much courses, I would say. So every semester I had 5 to 6 courses. It was a lot of assignments, a lot of projects, and literally a lot of things to do. I would say they just had to take a step back and reduce the courses.
Okay, but was this difficult to manage this course with your part-time job? Because I know LaSalle College, it's from 9 to 6, it's 5 days a week.
Yeah.
And at the same time, like being an international student, you have to work part-time to, get your expenses done and pay your bills. So was it hard for you to get into this course and managing everything?
It was definitely hard. I cannot work on weekdays because I'm literally going to college every single day from 8 to 6, not 9, 8 to 6. So
Okay.
I after coming back home, I have assignments to do, and then I have to focus on my projects. So I worked as a part on weekends, not on weekdays though. And I used to work only 16 hours. But it's definitely very hard to do part time, especially when you're balancing when you're studying.
Okay, so Reshma, before we end up today's talk, any final advice you would like to give to the students who are considering this course and who would like to come to Canada and pursue their degree in programming?
I would definitely recommend this course to any beginner or someone with little experience, 1 or 2 years of experience. I would definitely recommend this course, but I wouldn't recommend to someone who has 4 or 5 years of experience. I would definitely ask them to do a master's. It would be a much better when you do masters, because you will be exposed to a different level of technologies.
Okay, well, I think that's it for today's talk. Thanks a lot, Reshma, for sparing our time and sharing your views with the listeners.
Thank you, Sahil. Thank you, guys. Bye bye.
Bye.